r/IDontWorkHereLady, episode 23. Team Rocket is here to make your day. So, hi. Just thought I'd post something, I guess, is a I don't work here, lady situation. I don't know. Just thought to share something that happened just yesterday. If it doesn't belong here, feel free to delete it or something, but with what happened I feel as if it sort of fit the bill. Maybe. Probably. First language English, and I will not excuse myself for bad spelling and grammar. It'll be my own fault for not properly checking before posting. Not much dialogue, this is just mainly small stories put together as a summary of a day out. So a little backstory, right this weekend, starting yesterday on Friday, the 20th of our Lord 2019, there's this event being held by Nintendo/Niantic for Pokemon Go. Yes, people still love it, go figure, right? Ahahaha. It's the Pokemon Safari. You buy yourself a ticket, enter a set route by the event holders and basically go to town for 6 whole hours with an upped shiny rate. I mean, by the end of the day, my friend who I was accompanying wound up with 12 brand new shinies. And several other Pokemon. Since my phone decided it no longer wanted to support Pokemon Go, I didn't bother buying myself a ticket for the safari. However, since my friend was visiting from the States, I'm Canadian BTW, to come and enjoy this event, I wanted to accompany him at least 1 hour on the route, because apparently any normal people can show up, you just won't have the special catch rates or goodies, and walk around in the safari route. So being unable to play Go, to have my own kind of fun, I dressed up and cosplay, click. Here https://6063.media.tumblr.com/f30x-86 724E7/S540X810/31E C9D0269108-C289,111 FF8C72FAR6140D. 2.jpg. If you want to see the ugly dork that is me. Now, I hadn't touched Go in a long time, so I only recently heard that Team Rocket had been added as a part of the game, so I decided to dress up as a Team Rocket grunt. My boyfriend also decided he wanted to dress up with me for solidarity, and went as a Rocket admin. The day was great, the sun was out, and the minute I stepped out of the subway station that dropped us off right on the island for the event, we were assailed with a Go main theme and messages in both French and English telling us where to go. 3 colorful banners were waving in the wind majestically, each stamped with the symbol of individual teams of Mystic, Valor and Instinct. And there ahead stood an archway signaling the first steps into the event. It was all glorious, and pumped me up even more despite me having no phone in hand to play. However, this is probably how and why people were confused as we walked in, strutting our stuff. While I am, by no means, a professional, when I cosplay I do my best to act the character. My standards are about the same level as any actor you find dressed up in Disneyland/World. I will do whatever I can to not break the illusion. People who knew and understood the whole cosplay scene complimented me and my boyfriend for appearing in full cosplay. For those who were just there for the event. Now, apparently, there are now rocket stops in Go, and every time my friend from the States needed to stop, we were nearly always stopped at a rocket stop. And me, being used to people staring, was right front and center, playing with a prop pokeball I brought along. People were whispering to each other, mainly mother pushing their prams, wondering if they could approach, and words of "does she work for the event?" could be heard upon the wind. And rather than verbally answering to any of those whispers, I merely raised my eyes, met their gazes and waved. Which caused most of them to scatter and hurry along. I didn't mind this, just giving them all this unreadable smile that could either just be some innocent thing, or if you get near me, I'm going to steal your Pokemon. The braver ones were the younglings, actually coming within arm's length, before scurrying off to their mother's legs. So close, so far, but when I met their gazes they smiled shyly, and hid their faces. There were of course the fearless photographers who took notice of me and asked me for photos, either as selfies, pictures of friends standing next to me, or even a short video of me challengingly thrusting my pokeball forward at the lens. It was a good time, and if people wanted photos I was always happy to pose, answer questions in character. Even scare off a few kids, hearing them laugh and shriek as they ran away from Team Rocket. All the while people were thinking I worked for the event/venue. I was always happy and ready to make someone's day a little brighter through cosplay, no matter if I worked for the venue or not. I personally did not want to ruin anyone's fun, and I was having fun myself. Now the one meeting that stood out to me the most was this one young girl who approached my boyfriend and I while we took yet another break/stop after 30 minutes of walking. This time at a spot where you could take selfies with standees of the Geo team leaders. If you click the earlier link to my picture, you'll see what I mean. As usual, people asked for photos of their kids posing with me and my boyfriend. This girl stood at the back of a small crowd around us, and when they got their photos and started to disperse she stood there as if she really wanted to come, but was too shy. After getting a good look at her, I had a feeling this was not going to be a normal encounter, especially with her mother hovering behind her. So, like in every other situation where someone was too shy to come, I was extra cheerful and friendly when I looked over at this girl, waved her to come over and say hi to me. The kid was on the spectrum, and I could tell all the stimulation of the day was getting to her, but she seemed excited too. Happy. And her eyes lit up as I met them and gestured her to come talk to us. And she did. And oh, my heart burst from how cute she was, talking about her day was going during the safari. Her eyes were sparkling and bright as she rambled about the Pokemon she caught and how she loved it. I asked her some questions, the usual stuff about Pokemon, you know. Just simple, easy things anyone can talk about, and with no rush to my voice or anything. Just a smile, keeping eye contact, and generally being chipper, despite being a dumb and walking around prior to the recent stop for 1 hour already in heels, in heat while wearing all black. For her, I knew this would be a highlight, if not the highlight of her day, to see something from this magical virtual world sorta come to life. I don't know her. I don't know her background. But the moment she smiled, it clicked into my head as it always does to make this an experience for her, as any Disney princess would at Disney World. I ain't no Disney princess, obviously, but I got standards and a simple stance on the world. If you can make someone's day brighter, just do it. It honestly made me pleased as Peach to do it, and it definitely seemed to make her happy. We got a picture together. She thanked us, and her mom came to talk to us a bit, while the kid went around to catch a few more Pokemon. She asked us some questions, other people too came up to talk to us. But you all know the main question here, which had come up several times during the day. Of course my answer was, oh, I don't work here, but I never mind making other people's experiences a little happier and fun. To which she looked so surprised as did others, but I just shrug and smile. I have fun, they have fun. So it's all harmless fun, isn't it? The rest of the time was generally the same. More walking, more stops, more photos, more of me doing ridiculous things to make people smile and laugh. And me having dead feet after 3 hours of walking in high heels, cosplay is suffering. But yay, that was the main incident that stuck with me yesterday. I hope she caught herself a lot of shiny Pokemon and is having a rocking time. And anyone from here attending, I hope you guys have a great old time too. Thanks for reading, and sorry for the length. I hope you enjoy your day, and that this little story maybe lifts your spirits a little. TLDR. Spent all day in Team Rocket cosplay, did my best to make my own and everyone else's day a little more special despite not working for the Pokemon Safari event. It was wholesome. Edit, oh gosh. Thanks so much for the silver. Edit 2, added a TL, doctor. Well technically he did work there, just not how I thought. A few days ago I posted a story of when I mistook someone for a store employee. It was well received, so I thought I'd share another one of my I don't work here mistakes. I work in film and television as a set dresser. Basically my job is to put everything you see into the set, the couches, tables, lamps, picture all the nicks and knacks on the shelves, the drapes on the windows. We even put in the fake light switches. Basically if what you're seeing on the screen is not costumes, props or makeup, a set dresser is probably the one responsible for putting it there. Now to understand this story I first have to explain how the electricity works on a set on a sound stage. In your home, when you need to plug something in you just plug it into a wall outlet, but on a set the walls are fake. They are just simple frames made out of 1x3 and sheeted a layer of glue and of really thin plywood. Over the course of a show sets are routinely torn down, rebuilt, or changed. In short everything is temporary, so we don't hardwire up electricity the way you would in a permanent building. Instead behind the scenes, off camera, is yards and yards of cable carrying the power to where it needs to be. High amperage cables take power to distro boxes which, in turn go to junction boxes, lunch boxes we call them, where everything is plugged in with a standard outlet plug. This allows for power to be quickly moved to where it needs to be when they need to place a light somewhere for a shot and move it out of the way for the next one. It's also worth pointing out that my job as a set dresser means I'm not usually around when the actual filming of the scenes take place. Our job is to dress and prepare the set before they are filmed, so they are ready to go for the shooting crew. Then when the filming is done we come in to wrap the sets and reset them for the next day's filming. As a result we don't have much interaction with the shooting crew and don't always get to know all the people who work on that part of the crew that well. Anyway, I hope that is a good enough explainer, so on to my story. My day starts out like normal. We start work a few hours before the shooting crew to get the sets ready for the day's filming. We reset the sets from the previous day's shooting, putting back anything that had been moved out of place and give the sets a quick clean and vacuum. And for one of that day's scenes we also had to put up different curtains on one of the sets. The curtains we put up were brand new, and so they had creases in them from being in the packaging, and needed to be steamed to remove them, so they don't look like brand new curtains. At this point the shooting company is starting to trickle in to begin their day and the filming lights on the stage have been powered up. As a general rule on a film set it's a good idea to check before plugging anything high wattage into the set power, so you don't overload the circuit and blow a fuse. And since the high power set lights had already been turned on, I did the right thing and asked before I plugged the steamer in. I see another crew member nearby. I don't remember what it was that made think he was an electrician. Perhaps it was something he was doing, or perhaps I was mistaking him for someone else. Like I said, we don't always get to interact that much with the shooting crew, but I call out to him, "Is it okay if I plug in this steamer here?" He answers, "Sure, I don't see a problem with that." And then as I'm about to plug it in, "But I'm the sound guy, what do I know?" You should probably ask an electrician. Like I said in the title, he technically did work here,